G'day chaps, welcome back. We're up to episode 10 of my second series, the Stalker series of the Long Dark. And I'm gonna call time on this one. This is gonna be the last episode of this series, unless by some incredible miracle this video has like 1,000 views or something. If it does, 1,000 views, and if we've managed to hit, let's say, 50 likes on this video, oh, I'm getting tired, then of course I'll carry on. The wolves too close. I've never actually been this way, so I'm kind of curious. Let's see where this goes. I've no idea where this comes out. Maybe it wasn't a good idea. I'm heading to the camp office, sorry. I always get that wrong. To see what we can find there. Just an update, of course, if you are just joining us. We have found our rifle. We have repaired our rifle up to 84%. That was the major find. That's the game changer. We've also finally found our hatchet. I've never been down here. And our hatchet's not in too bad of a condition. So that means that we can now start harvesting saplings. We can think about creating a bow and arrow now, because we can hunt, because we have our rifle, and we are... that's it. After that it's later game stuff where you're crafting clothes, and you're starting to think about, yeah, the longer term stuff. And that's kind of the end of the sandbox, to be honest. I think that's really as much as you can do. If you end up just staying alive for the sake of staying alive, you know, for perpetuity, then it's going to start getting pretty boring. But in terms of the sandbox and all the stuff you can do right now before I can hear a deer, before storing mode has hit, then that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping we come round and this is the camp office. I'm thinking it is. Must be. In terms of resources, I'm still going to use the flare, probably. I'm still going to... yeah, there we go. I'm just going to run this last bit because the wolf likes to hang around here. Ah, you bugger. Can we get in the back door? Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Ooh, that was close. Oh, that was so close. Just made it. I didn't want to use a flare if I didn't have to. That was kind of a waste. We need bandages. We have 2.
That'll come in handy.
Bandage. Nah, not that lucky. I forgot to check how to craft bandages, and I'm not going to do that now. So it's not too urgent. We have 2, I think. 3. Okay, so we have 3. We have quite a lot of antiseptic. I think we can drop some of that. So in this game, we're going to spend the night here, obviously. We've got only 3 hours of daylight left. I'm going to leave the worst ones. We've got far more than we'll ever need. So I'm going to drop 3 of those, and I probably won't ever come back and pick that up again. Food's not an issue. Got tons of food. Got loads of little energy bars and stuff. Little stuff. I mean, just our food inventory's pretty good. And it's all I've kept the bad quality stuff with us. I've kept the good stuff back at the dam, of course. Another storm lantern. I'll check that in a minute. So in terms of today's objective, we're looking pretty good. So
hope nobody needs this anymore.
We need to find a furling so that we can repair the hatchet. I'm only collecting that stuff to be sort of tidy about it all. We really don't need to do a fire, I think. What else did I just pick up? Yeah, we don't need that. So the main thing we need to do today is just, you know, g'day Carl. just repair what we have. We're really looking for rifle ammunition as we do the rounds on Mystery Lake. So we're gonna head to the usual spots, the hunter's cabin, the southwest corner of the map, and then we're gonna head to the and then we're gonna head to the, what's it called? Forestry lookout, I think. That's what it's called. Book we don't need. Painkillers, we do need those, that's excellent. Let's just check our lantern. It's always a good idea to use the lantern, just to do a double check around. Because it's so easy to miss stuff, because it is completely randomized as to where it appears. And I like that, I think that's fantastic.
What have we here?
I've got work boots, water. Okay, that means we don't need to do a fire at all. It's bedroll, really bad condition, let's just leave it. I'll take the second storm lantern, because I've got kind of a thing about storm lanterns now. Having been without one for so very long. Let's get this night done quick and move on. I want to carry on, I want to get lots done in this episode. I want to find tons of ammo and other good stuff. We're getting to that stage where we've got more than we need, which is just fantastic. Let's use some of this crappy stuff. We really need to eat this. That's nearly done. 18% really bad. Let's eat the really bad stuff. Oh, excuse me. Just gonna pause it. Ooh, hang on. I'm gonna cough. 1 second. There we go. Luckily my mic does actually have a mute button. Otherwise that would have been far too loud. So I'm going to get going bright and early. We had 5 hours of darkness left, let's do 6 hours of rest. It's always worth eating the really bad stuff just before you go to bed, because if you do get sick, 2,000 calories. If you do get sick, it's bed rest that actually sorts you out, so it's worth it. I'm going to drink that even though we waste a couple of calories. Let's do it. Our weight's quite high. This is because we're carrying more tools than we need, I think. So our clothes are not heavy. We've got more antiseptic that we could probably drop one of those. But, you know, we have 2 knives. We have 2 storm lanterns. And that's probably overkill, because I've got 2 storm lanterns back at the dam, so let's leave one of those. That's just silly. I don't need to. I've also got 2 knives back at the dam, so I don't need that either. We could shed half a kilo with that. I'm carrying all that metal because we want to repair our tools. Do we want to leave one behind? It's half a kilo. We can defend ourselves. I'm going to keep it. We've got 8 flares, so we don't need to worry too much. Let's see if Wolfie's outside. Tends to be. It's going to be really cold. But that's... oh, it's -11. That's really very cold. That's probably too cold. We're going to do quite a long trek before we get to... yeah, we're too early. I shouldn't even set off this early. I'll do 2 hours sleep. It's quite a long walk to the hunter's cabin, so we don't want it to be that cold. Let's do 2 hours. 10 hours of daylight's fine for where we're going. I'm gonna skip the whatever it's called, the broken down tunnel. Let's just drink another one. Get our weight down to as low as we can get it. 32 is not too bad. Okay, let's go. I can hear the wind kind of picking up outside, so let's just hope it's not a storm. I don't want to get stuck here. It's pretty bad. That wind chill's brutal. And temperatures like this, I think if the wind really does pick up, it can damage our clothes. I don't know, it doesn't look good. I'm gonna go, just because, and I'm gonna check this limb to see if it's fur. Because if it is fur, we're gonna do a little repair. And then I'll just restart this episode. Cedar, no. Okay, let's just go. Let's just go. I wanna do lots in this episode. If it runs longer, so be it. If anyone's still watching by this time, it's because they're really enjoying the series and they don't mind if an episode runs on a little bit longer. So it's good that we're pushing that deer away. That deer's going to head out in front of us. I'm going to ignore the limbs at the moment because what we need to do right now, this second, is just travel. If we're going to break down a fur limb, again I'm going to chase this deer ahead of us. If we're going to break down a fur limb, we want to do that around where we're going to spend some time. So again, that broken down tunnel down there, I'm just going to ignore that. And that deer's still running, but I don't think it's from a wolf. Okay, so the coast seems clear. Clear enough to check this body very quickly. Collect the feathers. The feathers are actually more valuable than the body. The corpses almost never turn anything up. At least on Stalker. And again, I'm going to try and get around this deer again to see if I can make him run ahead of me. Just as a precaution against wolves, if we can get a wolf to chase the deer instead of us, all the better. Yeah, there it goes. Not really running where we want him to run, he's going heading off up the hill. Oh no. Oh no, he's coming back down. Okay, so still useful to us. So we're on our way to the hunting cabin. That's sometimes where a rifle is found. We're unlikely to find it because we've already found the rifle, I think. Ah, there you see. Did you see that? The wolf's chasing... Ah, the wolf's caught that deer. So our little strategy there. It seems so easy and so, you know, nothing, unimportant, but that just saved us from a wolf. There's that wolf. You see it there through... Oh, hang on. Through the trees there, he's chowing down on that deer as we speak. So that little tactic, if you're playing this game, it's always worth... If there's a deer anyway, it's always... Or a rabbit. Herd a deer or a rabbit ahead of you. And, yeah. We'll just keep that wolf chowing down on the rabbit or the deer instead of you. This is going to be the first ever sapling harvesting we've done in this series. Kind of a milestone considering what we've been through. Again, because that wolf's so busy there. Chowing down on that deer. It's not going to bother us. So maple's the actual bow. So 2 maple saplings. That means that we can craft 2 bows. That's pretty much as we're going to need for a very, very long time. So that's excellent. Some sort of... There are abandoned buildings up there, but I'm going to ignore them completely. We are... How do I get to the cabin? Kind of lost my bearings a little. I think I might be going the wrong... Oh no, that's the... Oh, I've gone the wrong way, excuse me. I got distracted by the those saplings. I was heading back up to the tunnel there. The abandoned tunnel that I said I wouldn't go to. So I am... Now I'm sure that we're heading in the right direction. And that wolf is still busy with the deer, so that's not going to bother us. There's another deer ahead of us. things are looking pretty good in our world. We're okay. We are okay. And this is this is some wonderful vindication after the first series and how we ended up dying. And I think we've had a really nice balance between there's a sapling there, but I'm going to chase this deer over the hill first. I think we've had a really nice balance between a really exciting series and just actually a happy ending, which is it's really nice. I was so uncertain about whether we'd make it this far. Birch sapling, so that's for the arrow here, the actual arrow shaft. And one sapling crafts 3 shafts. We've got 2 arrowheads, so I think that's all we really need at this stage. Unless we find any other broken arrows. We can't craft more than 2 arrows anyway, so... Any other birch saplings now are a bonus. We have enough maple saplings. Yeah. So once we get back to the dam, I say we pick up our pelts, we pick up the guts, and we head back to Coastal Highway. I mean, once we're done with Mystery Lake, we'll have done... I'm only going to do the main spots here, but they'll be the main loot points on this map. So the rest, considering how much we have already, the rest isn't really worth checking. Because we just don't have to. And as I'm thinking of ending this series here anyway, I may play on by myself, but I may just I may save this series purely for Let's Plays, just on the extremely slim chance that this is kind of popular and people want to watch it. Because then I'll continue. And there are 2 deer here, which tells me everything's safe. I love this cabin. I love the way the smoke's coming out the top. It's gorgeous. And I think, actually, is this the one? This must be the one of the start screen. It's got to be. Yeah. So deer running all over the place. Got a deer carcass there. I'm going to ignore it. We don't need guts this far from the dam. Fur, we're going to take that so we can repair our rifle, the last 16% that it needs, and then we're going to get our rifle up to 100%. And things are looking pretty sweet. How much daylight? We've got 9 hours of daylight. So we're cold, but we can very quickly warm up here. And then I'm going to keep on heading up to the forestry lookout. As I said, I want to get lots done in this episode, so I'm not really going to hang around. From the forestry lookout, we're going to head to the what's it called, the logging camp, and then back to the dam. And regardless of how long this episode is, that'll be the end of this episode and this series. And we'll end on a little high note. Energy bar, antibiotics, flare, outstanding, matches, snare, we'll take that. Tools will leave. Yeah, we still don't have any spare bandages, so we've only got 3 of those. More sardines, cloth, take it. We could repair our rifle, but I'm just kind of... Ooh. There's not much in this, so let's just... I'm going to refill the lantern we've got and then drop it, because for that amount of fuel it's really not worth carrying, considering how far we are away from the dam. Oh god, another one. Okay. Rifle round. No. Coffee, always good. Another sewing kit. We've had more sewing kits than I know what to do with. So I'm going to leave the crappy one then. I'm going to refill this one. Same principle, just with a better lantern. So I'll refill this, and then I'll drop the fuel. Oh, we've used it all. Okay. We don't need this many sewing kits. Drop one. 35 kilos. Oh, we're up to 9 flares now. We're looking really good. So we could just repair this here. It takes an hour. 8 hours of daylight left. I think we can and should do that now. The alternative, of course, is just to carry it. What are we up to? We're up to 36 kilos. We're getting heavy. But again, we can defend ourselves at the moment, so weight is not so much of an issue. It's got to be here somewhere. It's got to be close. So I'm going to slow down. Ooh, nearly. I'm just going to go slow. There are 2 ways to do this safe. One is to do it quickly, so you spin it until it clicks, and then you spin it quickly the other way, and you you figure out where each bit is one at a time. The other way is that you get kind of lucky like we did, and you get the first 2 just by chance, and then it's worth going real slow for the 3rd one. Okay, that was worth it. 8 hours of daylight, and that fur limb is a kilo. Let's repair the rifle. I'm going to get it up to 100%, and then we'll eat and drink. Let's get our weight down. We've got 7 hours of daylight. 100% rifle. Hello. Hello, hello. Yes, I'm happy about this. I'm really, really happy. Let's see the nasty old dog here. So we get up to the forestry lookout. Again, I'm not going to stay there unless we have to. I can hear the wind picking up outside. That's not good. Sounds like there's a storm coming in, which would be a shame. I want to keep moving on this episode. It's windy. Nah, but we're still good. We're at 0 degrees, effectively. We're really heavy though. No, we're not. 34. That's the wind slowing me down. I thought it was the weight slowing me down, but it's not. It's the wind. Ah, I can see more saplings up here. I've completely forgotten these were there. I'm going to take them. I'll ignore the ones probably that we found on the way down to Mystery Lake, just because once we've got these we're going to have more than enough. Yeah, these are all arrow shafts, so with all of these we're never going to need any more. The next thing we would, if we were going to do bow hunting, the next thing we need to do is go back to Desolation Point, which is kind of poetic, as that's where we started and barely survived. So the next thing we'd have to do is go back to Desolation Point, go back to the Riken, where we have left the hammer, I think we left the hammer in the Riken, and coal and all those things. We go back, we go through the mine with a lantern, in comfort and safety, with a rifle, and we'd craft all those arrowheads. But yeah, I'll only really do that if fur limb. I'm still not close enough to base, and I really don't need to repair the hatchet right this second, so I'm going to ignore that just for the moment. So I think there's always a deer carcass around here. I think that's what's between those rocks there. So, as I pretty much know what it is, I'm just going to ignore it. I think there's something next to it there, which isn't normally there. It almost looks like tools. It doesn't look like wood. What is that? Oh, it's a body. Oh, it's a carcass. Human carcass. That's unusual, that's never normally here. Let's grab these feathers. Timber. The bodies are basically useless. There's pretty much never anything useful in a body. But having said that, we did find our hatchet right next to a body, so it is of course always worth checking. There's another sapling. Don't know if you can see that over to our left. I'll take it because we're here anyway. So my plan is to never come back to Mystery Lakes unless we get to really sort of late game stuff, and we're looking for the bunkers. But I can only really imagine us doing that and looking for the bunkers if we've completely run out of anything else to do in the game. And if we've got that far, then I really doubt there'll be many people watching anyway. So another maple sapling. This is going to be our third bow. If we come across any more maple saplings, there's really no point even taking them. We'll never get to a point where we need 3 bows. We're getting pretty heavy here. We're up to 36 kilos. We're too heavy, really. But we're warm. We're fed. We have flares. We have rifle. We have bullets. So weight's okay. I don't mind carrying weight as long as we don't need to run. And what a reversal in fortunes compared to how we started this game. And after this, I guess we just we wait for story mode. I can hear a wolf. It's running after. It's got to be a deer because it's not me. Let's just get behind this. Hey, it was running and then it stopped running. So can you see that between the trees? Yeah, you must be able to. So I'm going to head up the hill here. See if we can go around. Well, we're heading in the wrong direction though, because he's heading the same way we are. We'll probably have to use a flare, to be honest. We have to get. I can hear something. Hear something running. We'll have to head this direction anyway, so we're going to have to deal with this this wolf. It's not worth us killing him. I guess we could just go What's that? Oh god, where did you come from? Hello. I knew I could hear something. Steady on, fella. Steady on. Okay. That's okay, now he's chasing after a deer or something. He's headed off the other direction. Okay, so we can press on. We made it. Is he coming back? No. He's still running from off there. Okay. So I think we're through. Yeah, I don't think we're being flanked here. And this is good. This helps us get to the forestry lookout now. This should burn long enough to get us there. The only thing we need to watch out for now, of course, is that bear. Wow, what good timing. That bear. That bear. Ooh, this is such a good opportunity. See, ooh, just turn around. He's coming straight for us. I don't like it. I was just about to say, with that hunting hut, be the perfect opportunity for us to kill a bear, just for sport's sake. But oh, there's another wolf. As he turned around and started coming straight for us, I don't think we could have got to the that hunting hut safely, because of course we would want to be in that hut. Come on, you bugger! We want to be in that hut before we started shooting at the bear. I've tried to take on bears before, and I've shot them once. I've shot them twice, and they still end up coming and taking you down. That deer is really close to that bear. It's still not chasing it. I wonder, the bear's not eat deer? And now that wolf's running from the bear. If we were just out to, if it was just about sport, I'd actually go and jump in that hut right there and start shooting at that bear, but I'm all about survival. Kind of lost my bearings a little bit, I've got to tell you. I've got a rough idea of where we are, so I think, not 100%, but I think we just keep going in the direction I'm pointing at right now, and that gets us up to the forestry lookout. I'm kind of basically keeping that big wall, big cliff on my left, and using that for bearings. The bear's heading away from us, so we're okay. So I'm thinking past this this set of trees here. We should be getting... Oh yeah, there's a hut. Oh yeah, okay. So there's a cabin there. I know where we are. I'm going to ignore that cabin completely. Just keep moving. We have a flare in hand, and we know the bear's not too far behind us. So I don't wanna hang around. I'm risking surprising us. So the I don't know. Yeah, if you watched the first series, you'll know, or if you played this yourself, you'll know. But the entrance to the forestry lookout where we're going is the bear's stomping ground. So if you're in that area, then that's the bear's territory. I'm assuming, of course, that it is the same bear. It might not be. There might be one that lives back where we've just passed, and there could be one that lives ahead of us at the entrance to the forestry lookout, but assuming it is one and the same. You would kind of assume that they would have a larger hunting ground. They would need a larger hunting ground than a wolf would. Okay, so here we are. This is the spot I was just talking about. So the entrance to the forestry lookout is just around the corner, but this is also where I got killed by that bear in the first series. So this is where I need to be super careful. It would be the most ironic thing ever if that same bear killed us here, and that was the end of this series too. I would be quite upset. That would be pretty sad, but it's looking good so far. It's not around this corner. No. I'm wondering if this wind has damaged our clothing at all. No. So this isn't classed as a proper storm. Must be. Check this body. There's really almost no point checking this body, but we'll leave it. Our jacket's better than that. So we're going to head up here. We're really just looking for rifle ammunition and anything else we can find. That's about it. Can I have a sip of my tea? Yeah, I think I'm going to extend this episode. This is the final chilled one. This is for the core. This is for you guys who've really enjoyed my long, dark series. And I'm thinking of people like the Lonely Bandit in particular. Thanks so much for your support. I do notice everyone's comments and all your suggestions and your support. It's really important to me. I really do appreciate it, and I really enjoy the fact that you've enjoyed this my series so much. It's the only reason I make them. As I've said before, I really don't make any money from these. So. However, any money that I do make, I do reinvest into the channel. Also, I should start earning a bit more from the channel soon, so instead of $25 a month, it should be up to maybe 40 or 50, because my contract with TGN / Vivo / BBTV, who I've been signed with for nearly 2 years, that comes up at the end of January 2016, and I've already told them I want to leave. I asked if I could leave already. They said no, you can't, you're bound to a 2-year contract, blah blah blah. Yeah, I want to leave them because they've done absolutely nothing for the channel, but they've been happy to take 40% of the revenue all the time, every single month. And I've decided to go with Curse instead. Now that is a proper channel. That's it's a channel for gamers, by gamers. They take only 10% of your revenue, and they say that they make up for that 10% by putting more targeted advertising on your channel. So they say that they use AdSense, which is the normal system that YouTube uses, so that's no different, but they sell advertising that is gaming related. So they say that because it's more effective, it can actually bump your revenue by the 10% or more anyway. That's what they say. But the biggest thing for me is A, they only take 10% of your revenue, and then B, they let you leave your contract at any time, which tells me they have complete confidence in what they're doing. And that's what a network should be. It should be a partnership. It shouldn't be, you know, like TGN, like Vivo. They're basically taking advantage of people who don't know any better, like I didn't. Rifle rounds, ha ha ha.
I could use this.
Yeah, no shit, buddy. Another hunting knife in very good condition. So TGN, Vivo, BTV, what they're basically doing is they're taking advantage of people. So they sign up kids, basically, to help them do the recruiting. And these kids help them by reaching out to channels like mine. So they did this, you know, 2 years ago when I was just starting out. I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just happy that someone had actually got in touch. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe we carried this all this way. I'm gonna harvest that. So I was just happy that someone had actually got in touch and was interested in my channel and thought it was worth even reaching out to me. I had no idea that 2 years down the line I would be regretting the fact that I ever signed a contract in the first place. I didn't know 2 years ago that I could have signed a deal with YouTube directly. Or maybe they didn't have it 2 years ago. I can't remember. Maybe they didn't. But yeah, 2 years on, I can't wait to leave my contract with these guys. 3 hours of daylight. Let's bed down. Let's do a big sleep. Is there any clothing repair we can do? I'll do it. We've got more. We've got too many sewing kits anyway, so I'm going to drop one. So let's just repair. We have too much cloth, too many sewing kits. It's always a good time to repair. If you are considering joining a network, I would think twice before you join BBTV / Vivo / TGN. I'm not telling you what to do. It's of course your decision, but if it were me, I wouldn't do it again. Just the fact that the network feels that they have to lock you into a 2-year contract. You know, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about them? What their aims are? Are they really trying to work in your best interests, or do they kind of know that, you know, you're probably going to want to leave? You know, especially when you've got Curse, this other network on the other hand, saying, hey, we'll give you no lock-ins. and will only take 10%. I mean, is there any reason why you wouldn't go for that? You know, and because you can now go with YouTube directly. Why wouldn't you? You know, is there any reason at all why you wouldn't? Okay, so our water's got kind of low, but I'm not gonna bother doing a fire at this stage. I haven't picked up any wood, and I don't want to break down the wood that we've got. I just want to get back to the dam. I don't want to make this episode all that long. I think we've got just about enough. 5 hours of darkness. Let's go for... where's the bed? I'm going to cut out the first couple hours of darkness. I'm going to go for a full 8-hour rest. If I were playing longer than just this episode, if I wasn't planning to stop here, I would break down the bed and the table and the chairs, sorry, and the bench, and I would do a cook up some water quickly. But this moment in time right now, I kind of want to keep moving. If the weather's shocking, on the other hand, I will do that fire. Let's have a look. -18, holy crap. Okay, well that's our decision made for us. Let's take this, and don't need that one. Let's break that down. There should be enough to do, enough water to get us back to the dam. And then we've got tons of water back at the dam, and tons of firewood, so we don't need to think about it. Let's do the newspaper roll. We've got a book. 53%. Oh, let's just use the book. Lose the weight. Give us a chance to chill a little bit longer. So, we've not got far to go. We're just gonna head back to the logging camp. We're just gonna check it. We're not gonna stop there. As long as the weather doesn't turn against us, we should still have enough time. And back to the dam and we're done. Gives me a chance to go get some lunch and start processing all this video for you. There's so much video to process. So the machine I'm currently playing on is going to become my it's going to become purely a video processing machine very, very soon. I've got all the parts for my new PC, I just haven't actually had time to build it yet. And that's mostly because I'm A, making videos for you guys, and B, buying a house, which means every Saturday is pretty much taken up with house buying. C, starting a new business, and then D, starting a new business. It takes a lot of time, and then work, of course, itself is very busy also. So I'm in charge of quite a big project at work. This weather's just shocking, so we're gonna carry on with our water. We're probably gonna cook up more than we actually can carry, even. But we've got time to kill. I guess we bed down again. I've made the mistake of heading out in bad weather in the past. You never go out in a storm. Let's do a tea. Let's get our head down for a couple of hours. Let's see what the weather's like. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do 2 hours. Let's see now. Oh, this is a big one. It's a proper storm. Let's go for another. It looks like we might get stuck here for a little while. Sorry, I don't know how loud that munching is. Not very professional of me. 3 hours of daylight, right. I'm spending the night here, so oh, we have plenty of food though. Let's just bed down. Let's get this this night out of the way. Benefit of having more than enough food. Where are we up to? 1500 calories. I could do with eating one of these MREs really. Peanut butter is also really, really good for energy. But a lot heavier per calorie, so let's eat that right now. Drink, and we'll go back down. 5 hours of darkness left, so I'll go for 7 hours of sleep. And it's all quiet outside. We're up to. Let's have a quick drink. So our weight's just about as light as we can get it. Because we are carrying all these saplings and spare tools. I guess we really don't need this second can opener, but I don't know. As we're never coming back, I'll take it anyway. Let's just have a quick look outside. It looks to me like it's really, really cold. -8, that's actually not too bad. So that's good enough. Let's get our calories up to precisely 2,500. Boom. We are perfect condition. You never see that. And let's get going. This is it, boys. This is our last run. Get ourselves to the dam and then call it a day. We haven't even fired a shot yet. I should probably I should probably at least take an animal down. It's been the most peaceful series of the Long Dark ever. We've never fired a shot. We have had a lot of hand-to-hand combat, I suppose. Now, you can actually sprain your leg here, so I'm just going to go slow though. Yeah. -3, so we're good. Oh God! Holy crap, where did you come from? God damn you! That never happens. Holy shit. Oh man. That's the completely unexpected. That's never happened. Wow. Oh, wow, that didn't damage our clothes. How weird. Right, if we see him again, we're going to take some revenge. You mother fricker. I can't believe that didn't damage our clothes. That was... What the hell was that? You never get wolves up here. How? Because you got to think, you got this path... Where's his blood gone? He didn't even run down here. You can tell that was the absolute, just the last thing I was expecting. Oh, he did run down here. I can see his blood trail again. If he comes back, we're going to take him down. How dare you hide round a corner? Cheeky, cheeky bugger. Yeah, he came down here. I can see his blood. What are we? 62%. Everything else is okay. But... Okay, we really got to watch out for bears now. If that bear attacks us, because normally if you're 100% and the bear attacks you, you end up with 7%, so you can survive. I have survived the bear attack before. I think I'd already shot it twice by the time it attacked me. It was already injured, it was already limping, and I was assuming that that was it, so I shot it again, expecting it to go down. It didn't go down, it turned around, attacked, mauled me. Got it down to 7%, got me down to 7%, sorry. But I ended up, as soon as I got up, I shot it, took it down. I just happened to be right outside the farmer's homestead. Where is that bear? I'm really worried now. This is exactly where we died last time, just up that hill there. A little bit concerned. So I'm gonna, rather than walk on the path, there's a wolf in the distance off to the left. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't seem to be limping though. So I don't think that's our boy. So I'm gonna stay up here so that I can see that much further. Now I'm just debating, do we continue clear through to the dam as we are, and recover when we get there, or do we stop at the logging camp and recover before we carry on? The real survivalist gameplay, if you're playing this properly, part of me says you stop at the logging camp. Okay, we're not too cold. The other... on the other hand, this episode's running on really running on quite long. We're nearly up to 50 some minutes now. Around the logging camp, of course, there is a... there's one, maybe two wolves. So I was checking temperature because we will want to do the old clothes thing. So God knows where that that wolf went, the one that we injured. What a surprise! So I'm going to come around to this deer. I'm going to herd it ahead of us because I want it to clear out the wolves at the log cabin. I'm just going to run up here a little bit. So the smart part of me says that we should bed down at the log cabin. Just, I don't know. We've got 10 hours of daylight. I don't know. Do we want to even get a couple of hours rest? Not really. We should just head on to the dam. And use the bullets we have if we have to. Right, so there are the cabins up ahead. I'm going to do the clothes. I'm going to head into the cabin. This is just experience guiding me right here. I've been in this kind of situation before. Don't go further than you have to. Bugger. Come on, I will fucking shoot you. Come on. I'm sick of you boys. That's right. Take some. And do we take his pelt? Maybe we do. We're kinda close enough to the dam. And I'm sure there was another wolf just here. Or is it one and the same? So there's the deer. So we could take that deer pelt. And the guts, which we actually kinda need. Anyway, because we're gonna get down to clothing. So I'm gonna check around the cabins. We don't... Yeah, we're getting cold really fast because I've got the clothes off, of course. So I'm just gonna... There's another wolf chasing a deer just ahead of us. Hey, we could get 4 pelts right here. Ah, here he is. You see him? Right ahead of us. Come on, let's dance. This could be our pelts. Come on. Oh shit! Oh, we're down to 38%. Shit. I'm not gonna fire. Okay. We've injured him. Let's run. Let's be smart. Let's get in the cabins. Let's get in. Let's get warm. Let's recover. Oof, God. Those carcasses, they'll last long enough. What a way to finish a series. I'm nearly dead. 38%. Playing like an idiot. Let's get those 2 bullets back in here. Okay, so we saved our clothes. That was at least smart. Let's 10 hours of daylight. I don't want to head out. We need to get our condition back up. We're in mission critical condition. It's not fair. So before we do anything else, we just need to maybe quickly spend the night. 10 hours of daylight. We've got 2 MREs. We've got buckets of food. Water. We've got 2 kilos. Let's fully recover. Let's get up to 100%, and then we can head out. We can get those pelts, and then we can carry on. 71%. Let's eat and drink. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna eat the MRE. $1,700, so we need to get down to about 1250 calories. Let's just go for a decent sleep. And then we'll have our MRE, we'll sleep again, and then we'll go out and get those pelts. As we're here, I suppose we should probably should check the cabins. A couple of hours sleep. I want to get our calories low enough that it's worth eating the MRE, but not so low that we start taking damage, of course. Condition 100%. Okay, we're in business. Let's eat. Okay, we've still got some of that left. Didn't calculate that right at all. Okay, 5 hours of darkness. Let's go for another 6 hours. So this was. Now I'm thinking about it. This was so the smart play. We've done it right. Back at 100%. Now we can go out with confidence. I can go out, take out any wolves that are left. So I'm going to head out with clothes off first. Weather sounds pretty good. So we've taken down 2 wolves. If there is another, we'll take that down too. Because pelts are actually... Ooh, I just heard the wolf die. Where did he... There he is. Huh, so he died there. There's one just ahead of us, and then there's the deer just across. That should... There's another one. Haha, come on, boy. Got 3 wolf pelts, that'll be enough for a coat right here. Come on. I just need to make sure I don't miss. Come on, bastard. That's gotta be it. There can't be any more wolves around here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's get clothes back on. It's good we're in good condition too, because it's going to take a while. I can hear something. Let's go for the one furthest away first. We're going to get cold while we're doing it, I think. I think the weather's not quite on our side. This will be frozen by now. So we only want the hide, we're not going to bother with the... It's good we have so many knives. Use the worst one. Hide and the guts, that's all we care about. I think we'll be getting pretty cold. Yeah, the weather's coming. But we know where we are, we're okay. I think we can get one more hide and then we're going to get too cold and we have to head inside. Yeah, we're just almost getting down to half cold. -1. Let's get the hide and the guts. So again, we'll use our worst knife. We're probably going to be getting pretty cold. Okay, so the weather's changed. We're okay for weight. This is the kind of weather I died in. You cannot see anything. But luckily we're in a great spot. So when I died in the first series, I must have been so close. So very close to the houses. It kind of kills me now, thinking back to it. So these three hides, sorry, and we've got one hide back at, where is it? It's actually at the dam. That means we can craft our jacket. That's the main. Chaps, back again. Sorry about that. Believe it or not, the actual storage space on my hard drive ran out. So yeah. DX Story stopped recording. I just want to round this off for you. There's a deer right there. So I have, obviously the weather's cleared. I have taken a quick rest. I finished off harvesting the pelts from the wolves, but that's pretty much all we've done from the wolves and the deer. So I'm pretty heavily weighed down. Yeah, we've got 3 wolf pelts, 1 deer hide, and I'm just going to do this final check, and then we're going to head over to the dam, and that'll be it for the moment. I just want to round this off as I said I would, and at least we got into some action at the end. That was the thing we were missing.
That'll come in handy.
I was just saying how ironic it was that we hadn't ended up firing a shot, and then we nearly get killed. We got down to 36% health there. That came pretty close. Pretty close. So there's nothing else in here. So we've still got the rounds in our rifle, and then we've got... So I think this means how many have we got? We've got 19 in total, right? We've got 10 in the gun, and then another 19. Okay, so we've got nearly 30. So I guess we don't need to worry so much about ammunition anymore. It was very much worthwhile using that because... Oh, there's another. I've just completely by chance noticed there's a dead animal up here, a dead deer. This could be another hide for us. I did not kill this animal, so I don't know how this got here. It must have been a wolf or something. Maybe we distracted one. So if this has a hide and guts, I'm going to take it. It looks like it just died. So it's frozen. There are no wolves around. I think we've cleared out this area. Let's go ahead and take this. Yeah, it's still quicker with the hunting knife. Let's take that. So now we have 2 deer hides. We have plenty of guts. We have 4 wolf pelts. So we can go ahead and, once we've dropped this in the dam, it will be worth, as we've just by chance ended up taking all these pelts and hides, it's worth us basing ourselves in the dam now for the foreseeable future. So I'm very, very heavy. I'm up to, yeah, nearly 40 kilos. I can still just about run, but very, very slowly. So, how many flares do we have? We've got 8 flares. So if we do see a wolf, I'm probably going to use a flare rather than shooting it. Just because ammo is the rarest thing in this game. Flares are not such a big deal. And also, we have enough wolf pelts. So, if it's a toss-up between a flare or a bullet, I'm going to conserve my bullets at least until we have crafted the bow and enough arrows that we can start to defend ourselves by that means. We should be able to do that, at least with 2 arrows. We found those 2 broken arrows. We have enough saplings on us right now, so we'll be able to drop those in the dam and have them cure along with the pelts. And I think while we're here in Mystery Lake, the one thing I've never actually done here is to go out and search for the bunkers. So as we're going to have some time to kill, and we can defend ourselves really well, I think that's probably the best thing we can do. I'm pretty much expecting us to find wolves around here. So I'm going to head up on this high ground here. I've been attacked a couple of times around here, as you'll have seen in my my first series. There's a wolf up ahead on the left. There seems to be a carcass. I don't think it's human. There are 2 carcasses there. There's a wolf to our right as well, just heading up the hill. So the wolf ahead of us, sorry, is at the bridge. I'm really not too concerned about using a flare at this point, but of course I'm going to keep a little bit of distance, and if we can get away without using one, then all the better. But not too concerned about it. Okay, he's walking back across the other way. Let's see what happens. I think we're just about still far enough away. We stopped. Can't see one behind us. No, he's far away. He's moving away. So he's still far enough, I think. Now, I think I'm right in understanding if we were to crouch at this point, that increases the chances that we don't get spotted. Because I think the crouching does actually make a big difference. But as he's walking away, I reckon we might be able to just about get away with it. So, let's see, I'm going to run now, because we're pretty close. So running is not really going to make much of a difference. If we get tired, so be it, doesn't matter. Have we checked this body? Feathers is always useful. Nope. Oh, he's got a chunk taken out of his arm, you can see the bone. Huh. Very cool little effect. I can hear growling. Now, is that directed at us? That's the question. Or is that a wolf going after... Ah, it's a wolf going after a deer. I want that deer hide. I really want that deer hide, so I'm gonna do the old clothes thing. I'm gonna try and take them both down. Because we're so close to home. This makes sense as well because this gives us food. I'm going to see how close we can get with the crouch before Puppy here notices. I don't think we need to rush. And different from the bow where you can't shoot from crouching. Just check there's nothing behind us. No, we're okay. With the bow you can't shoot from crouching, which they may correct in future updates, but I think with the rifle you can. Try and get just a touch closer. And that should just about do it. Oof. Okay. So, close back on. I think just because we're so slow right now, I'm gonna head up here. I'm gonna drop the pelts, and I'm gonna come back and grab those ones. We're tired, but we're not too tired. Can we? Is there still a? Oh, we can get a hide from this too. Oh, this is crazy. Right, let's do that on the way back. This means we can get deer hide pants, and we are halfway towards getting deer hide boots. We've just bagged an absolute crap ton of meat. Drop all this stuff. This is all our weight. This is dumb. Why am I doing this here? I should go inside and dump it there, where it can start curing. Let's just dump it anywhere. Let's just dump it right here. Just drop everything. Too much stuff. Let's drop this metal as well. Let's just drop that right here. Can drop our spare knives. And I'm going to sort all this stuff out, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it when I'm not recording. I'll drop my good knives. I'll drop my good sewing kits. I'll drop my tools. I should drop quality tools right here. Okay, so we're underweight, and I'll also drop the pry bar because we know we don't need that right now. Also drop a bunch of our flares. So as I said, we can sort all this out when we come back out again. I mean, when we come back in again. But right now we just gotta focus on weight. Drop some of our better food. Yep. So we're going to be eating tons and tons of meat. So we don't really need to worry about any of this stuff. We just need to use the stuff that's bad quality. The main concern was getting the weight down. Now we're at 27 Ks. So let's go and gather all that stuff. So we want all the meat, all the hides. We want the lot. We want all of it. We've got 3 hours of daylight. Let's make sure we're not gonna die of starvation or whatever. We're warm enough. It's 5 degrees, and we have enough energy. Okay, so it might be dark when we head back in, but that's okay. We have enough wood stored next to the fire barrel downstairs. So we can do everything. We can do arrows, we can do bow, we can do... Oof, I thought that was alive then. I just saw his head, but there's another one. Ah, crap. It's not good timing, buddy. Okay, he's walking away. Let's just grab all of it. I think they've designed this well, so the animals don't move while you're harvesting. So I'm going to take the lot because they can actually... Oh, I can't see a thing. I don't like this, but the meat can degrade a hell of a lot if it's left overnight, even if it's not for very long. If we hear even the slightest growl, we'll get a flare out. So it's properly dark now. And there's that wolf. You probably can't see it, but he's walking back around the that big rock. So we just about made it. We're 10 hours of darkness. We're just about okay for food and drink. Let's just drink this, eat this and drink this. And collect everything we can. I don't like doing this at night, of course. It makes me uncomfortable, but let's do it all in one go. This meat there is probably horrible, but let's take it anyway. And then we can spend a ton of time inside. Spend a ton of time cooking up. Oh, beautiful night. So this is such a great way to finish this series. I had to jump back on and just conclude this for us with a what can we say but a resounding success. Let's take a couple of screenshots. Yeah, resounding success. Wolf, pelts, plenty of bullets, deer hide, plenty of wood, plenty of meat, plenty of food. We've pretty much made it, boys. We've pretty much made it. And I think this is the point where we call it a night. And I'm going to spend the rest of the time cooking up. I'm going to sort all this, all our pelts and our guts and all this stuff out, and then I'm going to crack on. I'm going to do I'm going to build the bow, build our build the bow, build the arrows, and all of it. I'm going to do all of it. I don't need to record all that for you. If you do really want me to continue this series, do let me know, and we'll pick it back up from the point where I have I've gone ahead and done all the boring stuff. Let's put it that way. So, as always, thank you very much. Look, we're gonna cook up all this meat, tons and tons of meat. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, this has got to be our final screenshot. The end of series 2. Look at that. Wealth. Survival wealth. Final screenshot. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now, guys.